going on there, YouTube? So, been brainstorming this all night while I was at work, and I've come up with some ideas on my new rear bumper for my Blazer. At this point, RC4wd drive hasn't come out with any kind of custom bumpers for the Blazers yet, and since I've torn apart my Gelande 2 D110 to build the truck over there, I have this bumper. And I thought, man, I've kind of always wanted a tire carrier on this Blazer ever since I built it, and I think this will look pretty good. It won't line up perfect. There'll still be a little bit of gap and stuff at the back in the corner, but I'm not too worried about it right now. I think it'll still look good. So the problem is, this bumper's made for a Gelande 2. So you have four screws to mount, and this Blazer's trailfinder 2. And the back side of the trailfinder 2 ends about ½ an inch under the tailgate. So what I've got to come up with is some kind of metal mount that will bolt to the trailfinder 2 frame and come out and allow all 4 mounting screws to mount to it. So let's get started. Alright, so we're looking at the frame here. You can see where it ends, about right there, and that's where your stock trailfinder 2 bumpers mount to. Not gonna work, obviously. I've got a couple other screws, one for your shackle mount, one for your rear cross member, and we'll probably have to tie into a couple of those. My idea so far, I've got this flat steel piece here and mount it off of the frame like that and bend it. Only problem is this isn't wide enough for both the top and the bottom set of screws on the Gelande 2 bumper. See, those are, I can show you that here. So I wouldn't be able to put but one screw in. Well, it might actually work. They're going to be close to the edge. It's going to be hard to drill. I thought I had some flat aluminum stock, but apparently I've used it all. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. I also have this small aluminum angle. The aluminum is going to be a lot easier to work with. It's going to be easier to drill. I need precise holes. The steel, I probably won't be able to get the holes in the right spot with just a standard drill gun. I don't have a drill press. I really need to get one because I've needed it more than once here recently. And I'm not sure also, I've got to figure out the angle, how angle it down and how I'm going to get the bumper flush, because the frame does set up too high. The bumper mounts need to be about a quarter inch or so lower than the bottom of the frame rail. So got a few issues here to sort through, see what we can come up with. Alright guys, so I didn't have any flat stock after all. I went today to look at Home Depot and they were out of the size I need. So I'm going to try to make do with this angle. It's the right thickness that I can work with. I've already started here modifying 2 pieces. I've got them clamped together. I've filed them down pretty even, and I've drilled my holes parallel for the bumper end. Now what I've done here is I've cut this side off, and I'm going to fold these sides down so that way I have my end mount to mount to the 2 holes on the bumper. Once I get that folded, I'm going to go ahead and bolt the bumper to it, and then I'm going to pull the body off and start looking at how and where I need to mark holes and make for the chassis side. It's just real simple. It's not going to be super pretty. And I did discover one problem here. I'm so OCD about my scaleness, and I'm not going to be able to open the tailgate because the hinge, the swing out, is not wider than the tailgate on the body. So that is a little disappointing, but I think it looks so good on there, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then one day when they offer a swing out tire carrier for this body, save up and pick me up one. But for now, I want to go ahead and do it because, like I said, I've got this bumper. I don't have anything to put it on anymore, so might as well. So I'm going to go ahead and try to bend these down without breaking the ends off, and hopefully start looking at the frame side. Alright guys, this is what I've got so far. It's not quite as good looking as I'd hoped, and it's not quite straight either. Getting all the holes lined up is a little tricky. I should have taken it, once I got it on the bumper and marked my holes for one side, I should have just taken it off and clamped them together again and drilled them, but I decided to do each side separately, so now it's just a hair crooked. But the good thing about that aluminum is I can bend it around a little bit. I've actually got it pretty straight now, so hoping it clears the body. I did a couple little test fits while I was marking the holes and things, so only one way to find out. Let's throw that body on and see what we got. Alright guys, it works. It like I said, it's not going to fit. It's not going to line up exactly with the body because that bumper is from a Land Rover. So you can see, got a little bit of a gap. It sits flush with the bottom of the tailgate. Just a little too flush is when I swing it open and try to open the tailgate. The bottom of the tailgate, the way the hinges are designed, they're not exactly true to scale, so they kind of fold down, so it hits the mounts for the bumper. And the tailgate opens, but not all the way. And even if it would fold all the way, it would hit the hinge for the tire gate. But overall, I'm happy with how it looks. I think it looks pretty good on there. Blazer needed something like that. Make it look not so stock. Looks more like a weekend warrior truck. But yeah, let me swing it open here and show you. Try and get the light to adjust. Come on. Swings all the way open. Tailgate opens a little bit, but it hits the mounts down there, like I was saying. Even if it would open flat, it would still hit this post for the swing out gate. So yeah, it's not perfect, but I mean, honestly, how often are you really going to open it? It's not like a real truck. Yeah, it's mostly straight. It looks like it's set maybe a little higher on this side, which I can bend it around. Those mounts are aluminum, so I can tug and pull on them a little bit, get a little bit of movement out of them. And if I hit the back end pretty hard, they'll bend, so it'll be more like a scale bumper. Back into something pretty hard, it might knock the bumper around and move it over. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to mount my license plate on here somewhere. I can't do without my license plate. Alright guys, there it is. I think it looks pretty fitting on there. On my license plate, that's a solid bar. I didn't want to try to drill and tap that, so I got some scale bolts off some old bead locks, and I put them through the holes in the plates and cut them off and glued them in, and then I just used two-sided servo tape to mount it to the upper half of the bumper. It swings out, so the plate swings out with the rest of the tire and the fuel cans. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, it doesn't really fill out the corners here. You got a little bit of a gap where the stock bumper fit, but overall I'm happy with it. I think it looks pretty good. It adds a little more weight. But this thing's, like I said, I'm running lots of leaf springs on here. I've got you got your main leaf, and then I've got two of the second longest leaves on all four corners. So just to try to get the ride height I wanted. So this thing's got a lot of weight in it. I've got the battery in it. Like I said, it's got a resin cast back seat. It's got this swing out bumper with a tire. It's pretty heavy. It's got the roof on it. So yeah, this thing's got the V8, the R4. So it's got a little more weight than a regular Trailfinder 2. Those tires are bulging pretty good, and that's those are pretty firm. Those are pretty firm tires. So things got a little bit of bounce still, but overall I'm happy with it. I'd like to do some kind of roof rack. I just haven't been able to find a rack that has the right look yet. So I don't want, like, I've got a couple, where are they? So yeah, I've got a couple Proline racks This one I think looks the best, but it's just a little small. It looks a little, let me see if I can get you up here where you can see it. Looks a little silly to me. I don't know yet. I also have this rack, which I guess I could turn that. Well, no. That one looks a little better. So I don't know. The whole reason I'm considering a rack is because this is like my camping truck, and I want to put this canoe on it. So I need something up there. I wish somebody made a realistic looking, just the rack bars like all we had in the 80s. It was just mounted to the corners, had 2 bars, and you could set your canoes and stuff on it like that. But yep, we'll cross that bridge later. So anyways, thank y'all for watching, and stay tuned for more to come. We've got a lot more work to do on this rig, and I'm kind of taking my time on it, but I'm getting kind of antsy because it's looking pretty cool so far. I got a lot of body work left. But anyways, see you in the next video.